expressing myself, not bottling things in, but using photography, using technology, and using this YouTube channel as a way for therapy has been very, very helpful for me. I think I am a stressful guy. Like, I think about, all of the things that could go wrong. So for instance, let's take this experience with the house. I've been trying to build equity. I wanted to finish the home. That means putting a bathroom in our basement. There's quite a bit to that, but I found that the foundation in the basement is leaking water. What's up, my pungios? Andy with Andy Vlogs. Excited to share with you guys a little bit different content here. While I am still planning on throwing out a bunch of different videos that excite me, I just wanted to throw the camera up, turn it on, and share with you guys some stuff that's been going on, insights, stories, what interests me, what excites me, what scares me, and so forth and so on. While this video did take about 10 or 15 minutes to set up, I didn't just throw it on. Nevertheless, I am here and excited to share with you guys this content. If you've noticed, like, there's some crazy stuff going on in this video. Like, holy crap, look at that blur. And look at that focus, man. I'm excited to share with you guys what excites me so much first. So first and foremost, photography and cinematography excite me beyond belief. I just picked up a new lens. This lens right here, it's a Sigma 16mm Sony E lens. It's a 1.4. That's why it looks so good, despite me being in my basement. It's a big camera. So this is originally what it shot on. This is the filter that I'm putting on it. So you can see that literally it is bigger than this current lens. And man, that autofocus. So it's a big honking lens. It's like that big. And I bought it for myself for my birthday. And it really excited me. I actually went through a whole nother lens. This was the Rokinon 12mm lens that excited me more than it should have, but it turns out that it's not prime in the fact that you have to manually adjust it. So this is a prime autofocus lens that honestly every single photography blog out there and YouTube video talked about getting for the Sony. So that's something that really, really excites me. This camera excites me. This is the mirrorless Sony A6400 that was released earlier this year. I think it was February 28th. It was on our trip to Disneyland that I actually picked it up. And if you want to check that out, I believe it's on that side. I can't remember when it comes out, but check the card. I'll show you that camera at that time. So that really excites me. With that being said, this next weekend really excites me. We're going down to Zion National Park. It's one of the most famous national parks in, I'd say, the West Coast. We're not on the coast, but in Utah, for that matter. And I'm finally going to have a solo vacation day. This really excites me. So let me give you some backstory. So when I vlog, I usually vlog in the spur of the moment. No storyboard, no prior, like, shots, no prior. It's basically in the moment I'm taking video. And then at the very end, after I've got all the footage thrown onto my Premiere Pro, I then create kind of a story, a narrative with that footage. Well, I want to be more explicit. I want to be more, I don't know. I'll figure out what the word is. But I want the video to be the vacation and me finding the story and the narrative to be my goal. And so that's going to be coming out. I'm going to spend some time on it, and I'm like super excited. I'm really itching to get to that. So that's really exciting. Gaming is really exciting. So the YouTube channel, All Games Played, has been killing it, man. It's been bananas. I don't know what it was, but since the summer started, the channel's been doing really, really well, and I don't know what to do. I don't want to jinx it. And subsequently, this channel has been doing really well. So thank you so much for all your support. We hit 1,200 subscribers on this vlog, and we hit over 15,000 subscribers on the All Games Played channel. So those are some things that really excite me. Additionally, for my trip, I purchased this like micro track and dolly that I'm gonna try to utilize, where you put the camera and it like slowly moves on this using this thing. That's really exciting, and I can't wait to share that with you. Sharing content is exciting to me. I'm not the kind of person that shares their opinion very often when it comes to political or religious things, and maybe I should be a little bit more on that, a little better on that. I am very political and very religious, but I don't really share it. But maybe I'll jump more into that. What I like to share, though, is my experience, my point of view, and my family. So that's what you've been noticing on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. So those are quite a few things that excite me right now. Home ownership actually has been really exciting in the last 6 months, where I've taken a more active role in building equity in the home. In other words, improving the home, improving the value, and finishing the basement. And so you've noticed that I've put together a series on this channel and on the Instagram and on the Facebook all about that. And I'm hoping to continue that on. We just have been, I guess we've been set back with a little tiny issue, which I will go into more detail in a completely different series that I'm planning as well. We had an issue with the foundation, and I'll go through that in detail later. But that excites me, putting that all out, that video as well. What also excites me is family. So, there's studies out there that are showing that the American family is diminishing. People my age 32, aren't having kids. They're having a career. They're having, they're gaining notoriety. They're doing social get-togethers, vacationing, minimalistizing. I don't know what the word is. I don't even know if that's a word. But they're just not having a family. And so it's kind of been my life ambition to raise a family and to bear as many as I can support. Because honestly, I'm not bearing kids. I'm here for the ride, but to support my wife in having kids. And so we are, 2 months away from having our 4th child, and a girl, and that really excites me. Having a female Paulus in the family is something that's like super duper exciting to me, and I can't wait to share every step of that with you. With that being said, I started a podcast in February, which went for about a month, maybe 2 months, maybe to April, where we did about 10 episodes. It killed me. It took a lot out of me, but I want to keep that up. I want to start that back up, maybe in March. Where are we? Maybe in August, I want to start that back up. And I think Evie wants to start that back up too as well. And so the plan is to start that back up. So those are just some things that really, really excite me right now. But I'm not the kind of guy who just shares only the excitement. I want to share with you also what I've been dealing with. The stressors, the anxiety, the pain, the suffering, the bad with the good. And so with that being said, I'm going to share with you guys just a few, things that have been going on that are tough to deal with. And I think for my therapy, for me, in order for me to cope and deal with this, I have to share it with someone. And as a millennial, which I can't believe I just admitted that, it's harder to share that with people in person. I don't know what it is. It's not something that I'm deliberately about, but maybe it's just the way that I was brought up. I'm a social person. I'm an extroverted person. But when it comes to, I don't know. I'm just, unless someone's really close to me, I'm not just going to gush. And so that's why I guess I have this camera. Man, it's weird. Maybe I've become a little more introverted in the last few years. But with that being said, I put out a video like 5 or 6 years ago about me having anxiety. I diagnosed myself with anxiety, and I think I've moved past that. I do have this cyclical stress and anxiety, but I don't think it's clinical. I don't think it's diagnosed. I think I've gotten past it because I've done a few things to help with that. First and foremost, family. I think I've connected with family more than I did in the past. I just assumed relationships. I've tried my best to work on those, and I'm not perfect, but I think trying to build relationships with those that are close with you and continue to foster that has really helped. Being honest with people is something that's really important. And then family. having kids has been really, really healthy for me. Even though it's a stressor, it's pushed me in a positive direction. And then expressing myself, not bottling things in, but using photography, using technology, and using this YouTube channel as a way for therapy has been very, very helpful for me. So those are just a few things that I've used to cope with it, because I think I am a stressful guy. Like, I think about the details, I think about the small things, and I always focus on, you know, all of the things that could go wrong. So for instance, let's take this experience with the house. I've been trying to build equity. I wanted to finish the home. That means putting a bathroom in our basement. There's quite a bit to that, but I found that the foundation in the basement is leaking water, and I immediately assumed the worst. I thought I had to, you know, get a foundation company to come, you know, dig in front of my house and tear up my lawn. I thought I'd have to, you know, pump cement into my basement. We live in a townhome, so having to deal with neighbors and all that crap would just completely stressed me out. And then having to figure out the root of this problem really stressed me out. And so things like that are, you know, a big deal to me. Dealing with a fourth child, you know, I'm stressing about it. Having a car about poop on me, the scooter's pooping on me. I can't drive the scooter to work. You know, the car, you know, could have issues. Having to buy a new car is an issue. Oh gosh, so there's so many different stressors. I mean, I haven't even scratched the surface here. My physical well-being has been a huge stress in the last year. I think I've gained about 35 pounds. You probably don't notice it. First and foremost, this beard is kind of hiding it. And but I've gained some weight here. My stomach is definitely filled out, and my legs and my arms are filling out, which is good, but I don't like being borderline 180. I'm comfortable being 150, 155, and it's making me self-conscious. I've had to move up in the sizes. I'm now a 34 waist, which I've always been like a 32, 33. Now I'm a 34, which is like borderline medium to large. Now I have to wear large shirts, which sucks. I had to get all new underwear, and that's tough. It's not fun. It's making me very self-conscious, and I don't think I'm fat, but it's like I wear a shirt when I go out to the pool. Like, I don't like it. So that's the thing that stresses me out. Work, believe it or not, hasn't stressed me out as it used to. I accepted a new job the end of last year, and I went through, well, I guess I could take that back. I went through some certifications for my job, and it was like the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, the hardest test I've ever taken. And I studied my brains out for 2 months straight. That's kind of why everything was on hiatus. And I passed it finally, and that stress has finally gone away. But believe it or not, you know, work is stressful because I'm in a completely different capacity. I'm kind of feeling like I'm a fish out of water. I'm jumping into an industry that I've got little to no experience in, that I feel like I have, and so it's making me self-conscious. Along the lines of like gaining weight, my TMJ, which is like a disease, an inflammation in your jaw, has flared up. And right now I am dealing with a lot of pain in my jaw just by talking. My cheekbones are starting to swell. You can't really see it because I'm hiding it with my beard, but my jawline is really defined. But I think that's because of the infection. I don't know. I'm just worried about it. In addition to that, I lost a tooth. Because maybe stress. I don't know. The tooth just pooped out on me. I bit into some popcorn, and I lost like 80% of my enamel on that tooth. It just chipped right out. I blame prior poor periodontics, because it was a tooth that had literally been filled in and cavities had been on it ever since I was like 9 or 10. I swear I've had cavities on this tooth forever, and so I think when people had just been drilling in and out and in and out and filling and filling and filling, it just was so weak that it popped. This tooth, same thing happened. So I've got two fake teeth that I have to deal with that don't help with the jaw, and so Anyway, so that, I mean, that sucks. Oh man, but this is a thing. I want to show you this. This excites me. This is a stabilizer for my camera. So this is a point and shoot that I bought recently. And this is a 3-axis gimbal stabilizer. Oh man, this thing really, really excites me. And so to combat that, I purchased something like this. I bought this for myself when I passed that exam. And then I bought this lens when I turned 32. And so it has been such a great blessing. I'm going to start to get kind of religious here, using religious vernacular, because now we're past the majority of the viewership here. But I feel like God has been really good to me. I feel like I'm right down the path I need to be. We had a family reunion recently, and I'll tell you the story and wrap it up. And I met with my brother-in-law was there, sister-in-law and brother-in-law were there. She's also expecting. Lots of cousins were there, extended family from my wife's side. And I told them when we went to the lake and we're playing, and at that point we were actually about to eat some food for dinner or for lunch, and it was just weird. I had deja vu. I guess the direction that I'd come in, I was walking from to the pavilion that we're at where the lake is. And then the people that were there, and then my brother-in-law who was right there, his back was to me. And then as I walked up, and then I looked down at the pavilion and the picnic chairs filled with food, and I look over at my brother-in-law, it just hit me. I'm like, deja vu. And he turns around and he's like, really? You're kidding. You had deja vu? I'm like, yeah, this is crazy. I had a dream, some time ago that I feel like this is what happened. He's like, man, all I have to say is that you're exactly where you need to be. I'm like, really? Is that what deja vu really means? Is that what people believe? And it hit me, and it was like, you're right, man. Like, this is literally, yeah, in this moment, I needed to be there. Family had flown in from New Jersey and New York and from, the West Coast, and from Florida. And obviously I needed to be there, literally, but like figuratively and maybe even spiritually. Like, I think this is where God needs me to be. I firmly believe, there's a saying in Chinese, shun de ampai. It's like, it was more a colloquial, like, religious thing that we said when I lived in Taiwan, but it was like God's plan. You know how Drake says that, but basically, translated, it's God's plan. God has a plan for you, and I feel like at that moment that I was meant to be there, not necessarily in that exact moment at that time, but like generally I'm here. I'm supposed to be where I'm at. I'm supposed to be pursuing my passions. I'm supposed to be in this job. I'm supposed to, have this pain that I'm dealing with going through my 30s. I'm supposed to, be interested in what I'm doing. I'm supposed to be sharing this with you. I'm supposed to be trying to build relationships with my family. I'm supposed to trying to be more, extroverted like I was in high school and in college. I'm supposed to be up at 1 o'clock in the morning making this video. And with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end right here. Thank you so much for everyone who is joining me to the very end. Hopefully I can edit this to where it's, I guess, digestible. But hopefully also as well, I'm able to share with you more of my passion, my desires, my interests, and my creativity. With that being said, thank you so much, guys, for joining me in this journey. Andy with Andy Vlogs signing out. Thank you, guys.